In this scene, when Oedipus is typically depicted with facing the Sphinx, who challenges him with a riddle, Oedipus, known for his intellect, solves the riddle, causing the Sphinx downfall. This victory represents Oedipus' cleverness and determination in overcoming obstacles, but it also foreshadows his eventual tragic fate. After Oedipus defeats the Sphinx, he is typically crowned as the hero and savior of the Thebes. The citizens of Thebes hail him as their king and celebrate his triumph over the monstrous creature that had plagued their city.
In the dimly lit chambers of Tiresias, flickering torches cast eerie shadows on the walls, adding to the ominous atmosphere that permeates the room. Oedipus, the determined and proud king of Thebes, confronts the blind prophet Tiresias, seeking answers to the plague that has befallen his city. Oedipus: Tiresias, I implore you, reveal to me the cause of this wretched plague that afflicts Thebes. Your wisdom is legendary, and your sight, though lost, sees deeper than any man's eyes. Tiresias, the enigmatic seer, responds with cryptic words, his voice echoing with an otherworldly resonance that sends shivers down Oedipus' spine. Tiresias: Beware, Oedipus! The truth you seek may be more terrible than you can imagine. It is not in my power to disclose all, for some truths are better left unknown. But Oedipus, consumed by his relentless pursuit of knowledge and justice, presses on, his agitation growing with each veiled response from Tiresias. Oedipus: Enough riddles, old man! Speak plainly, or be silent forever. The fate of Thebes hangs in the balance, and I will not rest until the truth is revealed. With a heavy sigh, Tiresias reluctantly relents, his words carrying the weight of destiny as he reveals the horrifying prophecy that has haunted Oedipus since birth. Tiresias: Listen well, Oedipus, for the gods have ordained a fate most cruel. You are the accursed child, destined to kill your father and marry your mother. The plague that ravages Thebes is but a harbinger of the doom that awaits us all. As the truth of Tiresias' words sinks in, Oedipus' world shatters around him, his anguished cry echoing through the chamber as he grapples with the horrifying reality of his fate. Oedipus: No, it can't be. This is madness, a nightmare from which I cannot awaken. What have the gods wrought upon me? And so, in the dim light of Tiresias' chambers, the tragic tale of Oedipus unfolds, setting into motion a chain of events that will ultimately lead to his downfall.
As Oedipus journeyed toward Thebes, his path crossed with that of an aged man, regal in bearing, later revealed as King Laius of a distant kingdom. A heated exchange ensued between them, culminating in Oedipus emerging victorious. Fast forward, stepping into his newfound kingdom, he then gets crowned as the new king of a previous kingdom owned by King Laius.
After realizing the truth, Yocasta couldn't live without the prophecy she and King Laius tried to avoid, while also feeling the guilt for committing incest, and at last she took her own life by hanging. Oedipus, a man who lost his beliefs, identity, and mother in a moment, couldn't bear to face the harsh truth of his world caused by his actions, and in a last act of desperation, he mutifies his eyes like punishment to escape the harsh reality of his deeds.
In the solemn courtyard of the palace, bathed in the fading light of dusk, Oedipus stands, a broken man amidst a sea of horrified onlookers. His once proud stature is now hunched, his eyes gouged out, leaving only empty sockets that bear witness to his unspeakable agony. Oedipus's anguished cries pierce the silence, a haunting symphony of pain and despair that reverberates through the air, echoing the depths of his torment. Oedipus says, "O gods, what have I done to deserve such a fate? My eyes, my eyes! The darkness consumes me, body and soul." Around him, the onlookers are frozen in shock and disbelief, their faces contorted with a mixture of horror and pity as they bear witness to the tragic downfall of their once great king. A chorus of murmurs rises among the crowd, whispers of sorrow and lamentation that mingle with the sound of Oedipus's anguished cries, creating a cacophony of despair that hangs heavy in the air. Some avert their gaze, unable to bear the sight of Oedipus's suffering, while others cannot tear their eyes away, compelled by a morbid fascination with the spectacle unfolding before them. In their eyes, Oedipus is no longer the mighty ruler who saves Thebes from the Sphinx tyranny, but a wretched and broken figure, brought low by the cruel hand of fate. And so, in the twilight of the palace courtyard, the tragedy of Oedipus reaches its heart-wrenching conclusion, a stark reminder of the inexorable power of destiny and the devastating consequences of hubris.
As the realization of his own tragic fate sinks in, Oedipus stands before the people of Thebes, a broken man. The weight of his sins hangs heavy upon him, and he knows there is no escaping the consequences of his actions. With trembling hands and a heart heavy with sorrow, Oedipus speaks to the citizens who once revered him as their king. His voice, once commanding and assured, now quivers with remorse and despair. "My dear Thebans," he begins, his words choked with emotion, "I stand before you not as the proud ruler you once knew, but as a man burdened by the weight of his own sins. I have uncovered the truth of my origins, and it is the truth terrible to bear." He recounts the damning prophecy that foretold his destiny, to slay his father and wed his mother, a prophecy that he unknowingly fulfilled. He speaks of the agony of knowing that he is both the cause of the plague and the ravages of their city and the murderer they seek. The people of Thebes listen in stunned silence, their shock and disbelief palpable in the air. They gaze upon their once mighty king, now reduced to a broken and humbled figure. "I cannot undo the deeds that have been done," Oedipus continues, his voice cracking with emotion. "But I can spare you further suffering. I cannot bear to look upon the faces of those I have wronged, nor can I remain in a city that bears the scars of my transgressions." With a heavy heart, Oedipus declares his intention to leave Thebes forever. He knows that he must face his punishment, whatever form it may take, and seek redemption for his sins. As he turns to depart, the people of Thebes watch him go, their eyes feel fulfilled with a mixture of pity and sorrow. And so, Oedipus, the once great king of Thebes, walks into exile, his fate forever entwined with the tragic tapestry of his own life.